Ubepiemu ewo Ghana hanum se ya enre nwumre na enya sem ketwa ensu etoye abusua enyina nim se season ya yewo mu no rainy season so tobre pa ene yewremu no na enkran pumpuni mantem ha de kamia se flood issues no afei ena eba be ma ne hom ne so esanse nrada nsu etoye no atorentem a ede aba no enya sem ketwa. Now what makes it more meka ne say issue a big issue no fact say enra na 3rd June. Now 3rd June in the history of Ghana no some years ago, over 10 years ago, June 3rd disaster is see ha se binsuo toya there was an explosion na nkofo ye any prepare eja some kind of meka say enkaidum bi ato Ghana fo binum chim any omakomemu, particularly omo survive ye nti enrada na nkasa those that survived the June 3rd accident no bebre na say they were talking, some were talking about how life has been ever since aturentem we to omo ebinu o sure said omo hunama hede siafa na say June 3rd nankasa no it just an indelible mark in the hearts and minds of Ghana and enrada so ensuo esan etobiem na flood na esisi ye no na abusua pani behwe areas like Winneba, some parts of Accra, any ade Kaneshini ade na na form na no na mampani John Dramani Mahama akasa de afa ho a wochemu se he no credit ba kope ye sechini ani eda ho a ye monchen ade a causes a flood when nyina Ghana for Yesuban. Intuition screens so I will say the flooding in Accra is not an engineering problem. It is a problem of discipline. Into ochemu a we enye ene nsisi gata ena ekwan we ka gata da ha ena omosisi dance wo mu se ni nyina eka ho bi na emom ade potinya sebe the major issue a cause flood wa Accra hanum say no Ghana for Yesuban ye betwenya ni atia bola de esi ho ensuo ba beto a ni yakof peja bola ni ehwegum ye didia ni de atofom na mframa hwim na akwose gata mu ni ade na no ada I so toy a couple of weeks ago. You say Bastard Boys for ekopiemu ewo Malam. Now we said they got anymore ye choked with plastics, rubber, any idea. And you'll be never catch us say in Suanaka when your baby near the emfa. And to my penisema walk and not just with Chema, ye subain and ama in so many. Now, Usha and someone mampeni dia betu jana. I cause a whole lot of conversations. A bit Chema not to say no crabby say no crab, a bit or honoma, and yet discipline assembly are very disciplined and so still in so to a foul more. Now, Yabeka share and someone President John Dramani Mahama what they etuja for this whole flood issues we na yeba yatoa ensem no eso.
The flooding in Accra is not an engineering problem. It is just a problem of indiscipline. It's not an engineering problem, it's a problem of indiscipline. We have drains and everybody says, why don't you do sealed drains? But the problem is when we do sealed drains, people drink sachet water, they eat papaya in those styrofoam plastics, and they just dump them anywhere. And these plastics wash into the drain, and they go and block the drain. And so if you have to unclog the drain, you have to remove all the drain covers and clean it out. You clean it out, you cover it again. In the next 3, 4, 5 months, they have clogged again. But that is not even the major problem. The major problem is the location of Accra. You have the Kwapim mountain range, and you have the Atlantic Ocean. Before people came to Accra, you had the Lafa stream, you had the Densu, you had the Sakumo stream, you had the Kole stream, you had the Odo stream. All of them were rainwater that falls in the mountains that flow through to the Atlantic Ocean. Then you come and build a city in the path of those streams. What do you expect the streams to do? And even if you build, leave the causeways. If you come to London, you see the canals in the city. If you go and build a house in that canal, where will the water go? It will go back into people's houses. Unfortunately, Nana Misremu, our traditional rulers are selling plots in streams. It's not this Nana Numa I'm talking about. We have places they call Ramsar sites. These Ramsar sites are wetlands. And they say that migratory birds come from Europe during the winter. They come and spend vacation with us in Africa. Then when they finish the vacation and it's summer, they fly back. And they decided to protect the Ramsar sites because of the migratory birds. But let me tell you what the Ramsar sites do. They are wetlands. So when they receive the water from the R.I.P mountain range, the Ramsar sites are huge wetlands. So they absorb the water into the wetlands and discharge the water gradually into the ocean. So if you build and you fill and build, you fill and build, you fill and build, you are reducing the size of the Ramsar site, of the wetland. And so when the water comes, what is left cannot contain the water. And so it will overflow and flood people's houses. I've seen from the air, helicopter, a stream coming from the R.I.P range. And then it reaches somewhere and they've built across it. And so the stream has nowhere to continue. So it will flood your houses and flood houses of people behind. Now when government takes action and begins breaking people's houses out of the waterway, the same people will say, hey, hey, that's our problem.
That is President John Dramani Mahama and I could see in Sema what the etuja na chese uchemwa ensu a efa ebu kamfa so efa nkofo sen nkofo ajapade erera nkofo dem nyina ne fa baabi no Ghana for yankasa yemfom so esanse uhwemu a ensase ne bi wo honom a anka baabi a eni kwan se ye ton asase de manipa ni aton na onipa no wa fail esanse wo skansi wa tonete a fail na we sidan no so na afa nsuo ne ba nsuo ni nya baabi mfa na ebu afa so na ekonkrofo dem sese nkofo niema ni efra aban eni ade ebi also behwemu no efin adokro sebe akwan gates ni ade nsuo befam anei nsuo emene ye ewo enkran hanum sei na enrada nsuo etoye no abusua na very very sad sebe o abontene na wunu fie ene nsuo ne to amegide say you experienced it. It was so unfortunate. You better share some of the videos fa ensuo enro etoye no say the amanfo binum mpotempote binum a wo enkran hanum sei no biaye honom aye na yento ansem no eso.
Chale. Where island o? Munya botre. Chale. Ghana. We are trying to survive. Hey! Trying to survive. And there are some in our free on Embra. I say, already we are one of the son. This is the city of Accra. Where they are so weapon. Where they are so weapon. They come at all. It's so weapon.
Mohe, baby, Jesus. Baby, I can't I'm afraid of the tender. Obi fie nso na hwe adane swimming pool no. Obi fie na adane swimming pool no. Ye ha nyina lakeside dear. Obi an very careful. Lakeside dear hwe no obi am hand down wa ha o. Hey, I'm afraid of the tender.
I normally don't do this. I don't do this at all. I don't show my personal life. But look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, my people, see, I'm a photographer. I work extremely hard every single day, toiling in the water, in the rain, in the sun. I come back from town just to get something that I have a big work tomorrow planned. And I come home and look at this. Look at my home. So if a young person in this country is trying hard, I don't go anywhere to steal any money. I don't go anywhere to take anything from anyone. I don't lie to anyone to get money. And I'm trying hard to better my life through the right channels. And look at this. Because of people's selfish interests. This equipment are worth over 400,000 cedis. All the things you see here, this small thing that you see here, it's worth over 400,000. And it has taken me about 8 years to acquire all of these things. And look, it's all going to waste. I have work tomorrow. I have a big work that I've already been booked tomorrow. How do I go back on this? So look at all this. We are very hardworking young people. Honestly, I honestly don't know how to come back from this. I don't know how to come back from this. So please, if anyone knows how they can help me get these things maybe fixed or replaced, please don't hesitate to contact me, because I've lost my entire life's hard work. I don't know how I'm going to come back from this. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to come back from this, guys. I don't know how I'm going to come back from this. So TikTok, if anyone out there will be willing to help, I don't know, can negotiate something. I don't know. I don't do this. This is not me, but honestly, I don't know what to do. Honestly, I'm just saying something. I'm just doing something. I don't know what to do. My entire room is flooded. Everywhere is messed up. My whole room is messed up. Look at this. Look at all this. My entire room, everything is messed up. My new monitors that I'm selling, that the person is even waiting for their money, it's all gone. Everything. Look. Everything is messed up. Even the window is broken. How can we be in this country and be so careless? Not thinking about the next person, how the next person survives. Look at this. Everything is gone. I've lost everything. So if anyone knows how they can help me, either with the repairs or I don't know, just please contact me. This is my place here. This is where I live. This is actually my house. Yeah, this is Mana, the Mana Road, right? Yeah, Abuba, Oda Showman side. I said something about selfish interests. Some people didn't understand. Look at this building. This building is literally in the waterway. See where the water is passing? There's a waterway, but they built there. Now the water needs to find a way around the building. That's what's causing all this flood. Because this water should have moved quickly and left. But because it's a waterway, look at all this. You see, all this gutter, everything is connecting towards the side. But the person has built there. And I'm sure he was aware. They told him he still builds there. The person doesn't even live in the building. You understand? So when I talk about selfish interest, and you guys are in the comments just saying anything because of politics, this is what I mean. And this is not just the politicians. It's sometimes us. Look at all this. You see what I'm talking about? It's literally the waterway, but the person has built there.
Look at my room. Just have a look. Look at my mattress. The mattress is of cry. I want to brave you. But it's only a year, sir. So look at my mattress. Soaked in water. Just have a look. Just have a look at my room. Filled with water. Filled with water. If any of my family member see this video, kindly show it to my father here. He's called a sunset. Kindly give it to him. Let him have a look where his lovely daughter is sleeping in Accra. Oh, Daddy, look at my room. Daddy, look at my room. Look at my room. Look at my room.
Abusia Ghana fo bi no mu asebe enra nsu eto anadwo no enya nsunsuaso wo mu so no ene wo mu kasa ebi kire mu anachese wo mu dan ne de nsuo amene sei amomo niema nyina asei bi be kasa this is not new. Yes, it is not new because President Chiremwa suban asebe yentimi enye discipline and ama we nyina ba wo mu se fa ba bi no so we can blame people for building nsuo kwan mu ni ade but ne kese na nkasa ejina ye Ghana for eso na sasem we amampani kan ye no na amanfo bebre abo reference e dey ama the then president and I said the former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo wo mu chema Bebra President John Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo wo honom no asema John Dramani Mahama ka nende what can the same thing say Ghana for ye ni suban enti ono oni hwia wo ba be ye edi aboa ye se osiesie den yensesan yesuban nsuo bejai se ye den now let's play a flashback or a playback of John Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo former president edi to just say Ghana for suban na ama nsuo ebu kamfa so fa ye wokrodwe mu hanum ese.
We want this, we want that. But the attitudinal change that would enable us to be able to make to bring value to these demands, that is always left out, up till today. Whilst as the John River is being dredged, there are still people at home who, when the rains come, think that the easiest way to deal with dirt in their houses is to throw it out into the gutters. Those things have to come to a stop. We all have to speak to each other in Ghana to bring those things to a stop. Because if we don't, no matter the investment that we made, at the end of the day, we'll be back to square one. And I'm not prepared to spend your money in that way again.
His Excellency, the former president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and Nana Watchemu say, Yeshe Ghana for Subanya, Sabreno, or Donna, Gatani, Timune, Kofogusu de Yemre Gumu, and then Tina also say taxpayers' money. Say, Usiesi, Abrekra, Uria, Yebesa Queen Chi, Aqua ye and Nema, and Sem Fatai, Bemansu, Amene, Ukrodri Muha. So it's like Ghana, where be you until see a basis and you subine. Ene ye tonsa se e wo bia ye nwo se ye to ye bubu nu nso ane ye de sha ban e na afi nso inwura plastics ne ye de gugatam ne ye jato fam ne mframa ewu kono se ya ene nso no e be ye e wo Ghana man mu ha sei. Now ye free nsuo ensem we so June 3rd ye said the maka no ye ka June 3rd is a whole lot, the rains, the explosions, the death, the just say ensem bebre na ndra ensuo to no na afi asa amanfo bebre kai na no asem we see ye June 3rd over 10 years ago abra ensuo to no na chese eja bi so dere ewo baby a enya asem ketwa na ukopie mu ewo Accra Central enra Accra Central busuafo jai na ayam hihie papa ukopie mu hono ma chese edwadifo ewo hono bebre na ewo tudu mokola ho side na eja tomu as you can see on the screen se busua na enye jacketwa na ehye wo hono ene shops a ahye ewo hono enya asem ketwa na enumu na chese ebepie mu se eye Accra Central Police headquarters also ejani bi ehye ewo hono ma na asemo amene wo kan na otimu se anu ohye because uhwemu adwadifo bebre na no demu omoniema ehye na uhwe said that they were looking forward to fast service for be pimo aboa wo mo because ade na hye market no stores ni ade ni bi ama police station e wo ho no nso no eno nso emu baabi nso ayeden ahye. Now update about a free the interior minister Ramuntaka Mubarak ho no maba as you can see or say 149 people affected by Tudu fire outbreak, including 42 police officers whose offices and belongings were impacted. In Tinaches Okopiemu ewo Tudu Accra Central onum dia enipa beye oha ene duanan enkron ena wo mu ho akadwa shops ahodo ne enipa wo mu ne ma ahye wo honum no wo mu dodo eno no ena afen so Okopiemu ewo police station wonum Accra Central Police headquarters nso a eno nso a police for binumu offices a wo mu ye beye 42 no wo mu nso wo ne ma wo honum nyina ahye a abusua na enye asem ketwa now ni nyina mu no assistant chief fire officer Yera Alpha 2 Rashid Insiao of the Greater Accra region no ono nso ebe kasa edifa ejasese ne ho a o kire mu se de niema si how everything unfolded any ade na chese otimu se eja enra hye ewo Accra Central to du honom no abusua na enya sem ketwa ensuo efa ebinom no na eja nso hye nkofo niema se bi ensuo tokra ensuo no entimi enum eja no now ye be kwakotie nsem a assistant chief fire officer Alpha 2 Richard ede etudwa ede fasa eja hyehye na ekoso no eho no before that yen hwe video we emra ba ye betie nsem a wode etudwa
Charlie Loki, Charlie, fire service here near I don't lie you. The fire still there inside though. Charlie, branch the because who should to and go, boy.
The Accra Central baby Janishi no we saw say the fire service were on ground ana omo airborne homodin bia say ejana air no womo ebetimi abre ejana no ase wo Accra Central to do mokola honum side na chese otimu say ejano na anu odene papa firemen nso no womo bom homodin bia say womo ebedum jano na afei they maybe they could save people their properties any other there but uhwemu a na chese ejane edere cheye ana anonso edin yenkoti ensem a the fire officer Yera Rashid ede etudwa after this incident
Who say in Africa no more bar we see in nya dey enu because ya send a good design car no my design it in such a way say insure e wo mu no wo use a ebesa esa ese wo sakwa den ukobu nti in the developed world no ogroni chrome no omaye in such a way say a facility like this no nke say hydrant here dey e wo ho wo call ya na wa connect every hydrant at the back pump now free pump to the fire ground that just say who hold man who discharging so are not being so free a hydrant near there but now here is a situation hydrant they be no into so out the bar we are just also no kwakubu now they are but until no the cars back 5 in the bar has a made the tanker at the best support to more mobile hand ram di dance yes mobile na ensure there they flew this so because they are fancy my just a me normal before air the ekika
ni ba cha yen hwe modwuma ye fo no se de waka no pito custom say ebi mu prepare ye no say na gonso asem city
okay ni papa ko na we bra every AFI officer we driver the man pride is say come ayi hose na ye connect e wo tender na echi mu etu ye na be ko na ye rush ni ko ayi police hospital minu ka say or responded to treatment
alare ma officer go with din ebi mama
me assistant chief officer 2 Rashid Insao Greater Accra Regional Fire Command.
So that is the assistant chief fire officer kind of saying Alpha 2 Rashid na ochechiri mu say the edro ne de said the nsem nkofo keka so mo baye na hwe ni yinimu ene mo bejeja yesa ene they were really working on ground na wo mo hwe se eja no wo mo ebetimi edum eja no na ni nyina mu no ye be hwe se de eja ne hihiriye ye no how dwa no akwakoye sese for all of us and as for those of us ye di dwa wo tudu mokola ho no Accra Central ho nyenim se de hote enti ene ya ejei akotom wo hoi ukohwe se de biaye ho ahia ya na se amanfo ahwere wo munjapade pa enya asem ketwa ye betwa the view of the aftermath jano enwa na dwene sha ase se deria fire service for bom homodene so mu bedum no mudum no nso no utimu se ejapade de ebebre ena asay yenhwe video we emra
building collapse be the second incident in 2 months where building collapse kill people. In fact, for the last one we happened 2 months ago, 3 people died for that incident when one 14-year-old uncompleted building collapsed for Accra New Town. One day we killed 3 people. So back to the fire scene. Make I show you the closeness of this police barracks to the police station. So this be the police station, and opposite the police station be the police barracks. You will see from this angle the building where the parking may also be some part of the police station. So if you just join us, this be Accra, Ghana. Welcome everybody. This be the scene of one fire disaster for the police barracks for Accra. We destroyed many properties. So you will see this be one of the fridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and others we scatter for this fire disaster for here. Upstairs, you will see say the fire destroy more properties. In fact, smoke still they come out that part of the building. So it means say some secondary fire can come out for that side as well. I will say I will speak to some of the residents or people with the affected for here. In fact, as we come, many of them they cry, some of them they try to salvage, waiting them to salvage, but officials they tell them say the place be crime scene, so make nobody go close. So that be the latest updates from here. The fire service are back here, then they can try to see if they go quench the little flames and little smoke where they come out inside the building. Authorities from the Accra Metropolitan Assembly AMA also they here. Then they ensure say at least traffic they move on freely where other businesses will be affected by this fire. You will see across the streets many people they stand by, they watch. So this be the side where some of the traders will suffer losses, they sit just below the building will collapse. So this will be very busy enclave for the central business districts. If you look up here, you will see many stores and shops. They sell clothes, cosmetics, appliances, phone accessories, bags, many other things for this side. Commercial buses also they operate for this side of the markets. People where they sell food also they sell their food for here. And then the police station, Accra Central Police Station also there. So this be the latest from Accra. Thank you very much. Say you join us for this live coverage. Some of the traders they discuss among themselves.
Abusia Accra Central the central region the central police headquarters wa Accra no na ihu se de eja no ahye ama ehonum nyina ye dwerebe I mean ye ayetai kwa Accra pa no aye didwa wo Accra Central mokola kotudu honum no. We know this particular police station enti ehu se de ahye ama na aye a ye kire mu ana chesa police mpanimfo bi no mu no eni a police fo bi a wo mo office akeka ne de wo mo niema bebre na asay e honoma ayare ho now edwadifo binuma wo mo ewo Accra Central ho wo di dwa no bebre na babonten abekasa wo mo di sobo ebo eye fire service force wo mo ka ho bi na eja natimi ahye asay wo mo niam sanse ye fra wo mo no kra no kwa time wo mo bedru honom kra ni so wo bedru na nsuo ni tanka ni mu ni ade a whole lot of issues and a whole lot of blame games na akosum chem say fire service ebe wo mo hwene ano wo soro ho a nanso ye fra wo mo kra no o mantimi amepie mu ewo ho enteme no na ma eja no je nsem a etimi hye ya esay wo mo eniama yenti nsem a ebinum de tudwa Abusia na chese edwadifo ni bi eno wuchem se fire service foi wo mo ben wo mo hwene ano wo a woni Accra Central ho yi obehu se baby a police station ni wo ne free ho ko fire service ho de nkemu nhye da ntwesa enso mo ba ye no na eye empty car na wo mo de aba besi ho no ma chese hwe any car no emu ni nyina emu no fire service phones wa yi wo mo ho ano wo mu kire mu a sobo adwadifo ne de bom no enye no kreda. There is no way a womo ebetimi to car akase womo edeba meka ne se baby a eja ehihye a ensuo enimu ene de entimi nye possible enti womo nso kiremu a de adwadifo ne ka no enye no kre yenkotie nsem a firefighters bi editujwa
abusia yenko he video we mra na yemedin Yakohe video naba edi kan ma yema yenuanom police fo a omo dan wo ho yema omo kafra ene hyeden na yema yenuama na omo tonwade wo so hyeden mon kafra menim se won ka bi hyem ana torenche me say aba yema mu nyina hyeden. Now let me address the mamefo ne kan wo video ni mo. I think that this is the third time I make some way. What say the new man be kind of buffo so they cassa, yeah, metwase, some toa. But at times I make us education here. Ya chira dear we achira, and Tinyan Sambe in the womb say, your appliance from your appliance a Accra City. And you within bed even a minute, 2 minutes, on me drew on them. Naka ne to a free. Mokola Mokola Accra City Fire Station. Edia be drew a year to do Central Police Station or baby a jana tono. Na nipa and watch ya nasa and so a tika ni mo beninano. Ubi anim se in so ni car ni mo. Normally can about be drew. Ask yourself, nyan sambi the womb. There is no way empo ye car say si station cran so woman. Yen 2 car FM free. A station from Raw baby and swooning. I don't know chum say one near my who be bitima ba. Ya appliance no, ye buffer ya scene. Now ye engage pumps now. Ye engage to the last bar within 5 minutes. I bro so 6 minutes in show woman in Abessa. It's the appliance be able drew scene. No who sends no. Be jana edumle jana no bro so pet. O answer pokra no be chance so dum no afrese e bi meka won ye de cars ahodo enum 5 ane ye de ba eye jana wo to do hono ma ene eno anwumre e be dum no cars enum obedu ohun sa no de no ofre ye na de bia mka se ye ba fire scene a ade e be ma ya appliance ne bia jana ntimi ye e bia appliance ne ntimi nso ene se oba bedu no eye pump ane ma pressure no obu aba do no obi aba engage pump no emma because ya hyen edidi dwuma nyina ye nyina enim dada asem emu nim dada say ache nti oba no nyum so engage na mo no mpo no obetry ase oba engage to say car for ba nti appliance no bedu onom na they started fighting the fire and say no offer assistance adenti na ya mom ye yesa na de bia ya na ye mo fe say ubegu fire service ubegu ehu fi ka baako entimi ndum mienu ntimi ndum ofre maako enum ana ba ebebu edum no etie bia wo bedu wono na ka baako no ninsu asan okope biaba ana wo twem obidi biaba e biaba ma no de na obu ofuna wo ka de e amom yenya ade ni ensua de ye ka bia ni wo yebetu e biaba fire scene beba se esi na nsuo nim ebi kransi da ebi so nsida te amom yenya sa ne ma na eye hurudu brada sam na ye keka ni aka ne sa ohun se ne mo twa ya da pa sopa ye mi wa so gya no ye ni mo hwe ye ba se e beboa te amom yenya abotere ni yensua de en okọ comment section ya kofo bebre na e ka no mo sopa ye ti ye tu ka ne ba ye ne de sabi nyansa ni yetrim na ni pass 7 etika ne mo ya tu ka ne de ba ne ya wo ese nsuo ni kam nti sabi o tafrache ye ba ona sabi ye be ye den ye be bonkro na ya na I don't blame them when am the camera ni si wo mo so no maka because monim say negative news no and e be ko yes e be trendy no ma asopaye I blame them na me de blame ne be ba na ye mo a na mo ka ho bi no mo so paye so de be ba no I blame them but mum yensu ade nka o kan no na wo nsam twere na wo de camera ni si wa correct ne say nya no kre Nyamenka Mohamedin the AD1 Kojopuku Ghana National Fire Service Public Relations Department.
I was here for a year firefighters ni mu bi na yete de ode ato embonten eso na che so chema there is no way wo mo ebetu car e de akofa scene na enso enim ebi kra ensi eda ente de mo so power mo e wo internet no so no maye bia eye muntwa so ye be ka che nuanu mo ho aka ne se wo mo nkafra ayatu renchem na esi now yenko piemu wo the Christian Council wo Ghana Krodrim hanum say wo mo aka che dia yenyina enim se for some time now no the conversation on the anti-LGBTQ plus bill Rashibidjafo apase a yehwe se Ghana Mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama eden nsabehase no atwetwe nkomo bebre ede apa na Mampani kopiemu wo the United Kingdom na okona odekotu dwa se bill yi se be mo bisa me ho asem no de wo ne se bill ne de parliament ebedi ho dwuma apase de aba na ebedru me ho a was say the legal council our more Jubilee House any afei the attorney general wo motena say wo muhwem wo de mra toto ho ni ade se ebeboa anase emmoa ansa na wode nsa etimi ahye ase enti se pa de wontimi nka hwe emfamfa emra no bill no mo pass no se eba na the legal team ni hwem na attorney general mushim no mutu ne for say won fa ne sanhyase de a ende who is he na emom se bibi won a wo so mo ye fa ho de a eno na wo mo ebeye eno na nam so ama Christian Council ababontin abekasa as you can see on the screens or see Christian Council backs Mahama's approach to anti-LGBTQ plus bill inti se ekwanya President John Dramani Mahama afaso a opese wode kasafa LGBT bill na parliament apase already no kra no kobie mu parliament a wantwi bi ne menteme ho ase koso wo bill ne ho no Christian Council for chema wo mu time Mampani achi wo sa kwan no eso now ye be hwe nchiremu a Christian Council for ede aba enu nti no to them no wo mu hu ne say the decision taken by the president to make sure say the legal team any attorney general ebehwe mu ne better screens so yenyina ya pensem mu will look through it from the perspective of the legal council the omo pese omo kire what they feel like is the best thing was say Mampani say and as you can see or see Christian Council backs Mahama's approach to anti-LGBTQ plus bill enti omo so no so na awona so omo f1 no so na o hwe nsem ni mu a or say the Christian Council of Ghana has defended President John Dramani Mahama's decision to subject Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, commonly known as the Anti-LGBTQ plus Bill, to further review before taking any final decision. Into muchema Christian Council for no omuso omota Mampani achi se obeye review obehwemu obema enimdifo emranimufo ahwehwehwemu ansana wetimi edenensa ahyase ne de omota na chi pa ho now say during a recent visit to the United Kingdom, President Mahama had indicated that the bill would undergo additional scrutiny to ensure it meets all constitutional requirements before a decision is made to assent to it. Instead of medi kan no ebra Mampani ebontoa wokopie mu ewo UK man no emu no enhyemude ekoso a wokopie ewo Chatham House ewa na omubusa ne nsem edefa LGBTQ plus bill ya pass ya fly all over no na Mampani de to just say bill ne de Ghana ye pese ye sign ye passing into law na so ye mfiti prekope em passing no into law onu akasa Mampani no wonim de se ene de ye wo so ye that is obema mpanimfo ahwemu ansana wode ne nsa ashase. Now also reacting to the president's remark in an interview with City News, the coordinator for interfaith and ecumenical relations at the Christian Council of Ghana, Reverend Jehodia Godwin Amuzu described the approach as appropriate and consistent with the president's constitutional responsibilities. Enti en komotwetwe course no na wopani ba kwa wodini juma Christian Council honom and the Reverend Jehodia Godwin Amuzu de etu dwase sa kwan na mampani John Dramani Mahama peso ofaso na omode embra etoto bill no ho na omuhu se emra aga na echichire no ne ba bia no efoa sa bi we eso ba bia ntochema ansana wode ne nsa hyase ne de ene kwan so ano no mampani de oye ne de problem bia eni ho. Now see, according to him, the president has the right to consult legal and constitutional advisors to ensure the legislation can withstand judicial scrutiny. In the Ochema, mampani wo ho kwan pa se wobekọ emranimufo ho na wakwaji wo madwene na wo acheche niame mu akire ni yie na wate ase ede afa eyemra hyebedwafo bill na wo apase ede aba no se de be ya dachi bi no emra no ensore emfa entia sa bill a ye pese ye passe into law ewo Ghana ha. Now the state being represented by the president, he also has to give the bill to his advisors for them to go through to be sure that the bill satisfies every constitutional requirement. Otherwise, anybody who goes to court can cause the bill to be struck out. Into a more from the perspective say esan se Ghana ha emra ene ye de ye adwuma ene emra ene chichire ye emra na chire de enye de ma ye nye kwanamo aye ntu obi bia wo Ghana ha bia hyesa emra na se, which is majorly the 1992 constitution no eno mu chem se ehonya se enimdifo enimranimfo betimi etu president efo achechire ne niam mu yie se de be ya se emra no etia ba bia o betimi acorrect se ba bi wo wo so musisa bibi o enye sa obi abetimi asori ede bill na court say bill we there infumso wa ha enti migina san fumso we so na maka say yembo bill ne enye den engu. Now also, so I think we should be patient. That is the course of democracy. Nobody can just give a faith when the law does not permit that. So let's give the president the benefit of the doubt. He said into a chema ye kakebi mami kebi amemu na sei enetie nti o se nyina ye nya abotoye mu ni nya otwen honhom a ye de betwen ama mampani atimi ahwehwe mu yie aye ni hwehwe mu bi e wo so ye ansana ye de bill no aye emra akwakoye emra. Now say Reverend Amuzu further recalled that President Mahama had previously indicated to religious leaders that he would assent to the bill if it was presented to him. Into mutrema omo kai mampani se brebi etwemu no woka kire asofo mpanimfo akuku dama omo Ghana ha se womo de anti-LGBTQ+ bill no ebeto nanimu a eyade a wode ne nsa besusu se ten na wama no abeye emra. After all, in one of our encounters with him, he indicated that when the bill is brought to him, he will assent to it. What it means is that from the narrative, the impression we are getting at the Christian Council is that because it is not a state-sponsored bill, they will scrutinize it to be sure that the bill is fit for purpose. He explained. Bill ya abe and you say be a bino enkwa na se aban no na ejine mu ayesa abewe nemo efribide free as amanfo bi na chese wo mu push nti no wo se aban so to ne bo no no nso ehwehwe mu wo mu se mampani akade se beto na nimo be sign but ehwehwe mu nso de ehum ehia. Reverend Amuzu also welcomed recent calls by the Speaker of Parliament Alban Backbin for lawmakers to reconsider the bill, describing such engagement as a healthy feature of democratic governance. Nti Reverend Amuzu osambo so say nansenya omo pass bill ni hu say Speaker of Parliament Alban Backbin ebeka say bill no ono okono de na chijai so omo mpense mu no nhwe mu ene wampo say omo apase sa bill no nti say odi kan ka say nko omo nsan hwehwe mu biem ansana akopie e wo mampani enim. I think it's healthy for democracy. We are not in an authoritarian regime. So once we embrace democracy, we have to embrace other techniques of democracy. I think it's good for democracy that we all act as citizens of our dear country and take keen interest in whatever goes on within the government space. But to extend that, Parliament, even though they are masters of their own rules, once there are checks and balances, once citizens are actively involved, whatever goes on in Parliament, we can check on them. So we have a vibrant position into a chema. So my Ghana dear kebi mami kebi a memo no ene ye adwuma no ne e ka ho bia no e wo se so mutwetwe na yetimi e de ye adwuma na eboa ma Ghana fo nyina hu se amemo na ye bu no obia e ka ho bi de beboa yen de beboa my Ghana de beboa obia no e na ye beye wo se mra hye bedwafie wo mo de omomra ene ye adwuma de nanso e wo se ye nyina ye ma ye ni ko wo mo ho na ye hwe se emra anase niema wo mo eye no beboa oman no anase emboa oman no enti eye Christian Council for mpanimfo ni bi Reverend Amuzu na wede sansem we ababeto dwa sabre de efa LGBT bill no ejinesi a mampani asi se obehwehwe mu yie ansa na wode ne nsa hyase no eno twem se yenya abotre na yemfa ma no na mu yenhwehwe mu no se de be ya bibia ebetimi adeda na kwan emu ni nyina mu no mrahye bedwani edema okan kwe central abato empeswa so yewrabo ma ono nso akasa ede afa na no menteme ho ase e ba ye ewo mrahye bedwafie efa LGBTQ+ bill no eho yentie nchiremu a wode ema ensemwe yeba yebeto aso.
First of all, the country was united against the Human Sexual Rights Bill, giving the fabric, the foundations of this country, our constitution and all other laws. So there's consensus on that bill. What the MPP side is saying against what was passed, given the history behind the bill that expired with the tenure of Parliament, the 8th Parliament, is that there are a lot of sanctions and provisions that ought to have been in this bill, criminalizing certain activities by some practitioners, the media, the legal profession, and other advocacy groups. Could not find space in what the NDC-led majority pushed through last week. I just came back from Parliament, and this morning our side held a press briefing to put together or demonstrate to Ghanaians our challenges with a new bill. And we think Ghanaians have been shortchanged. It doesn't represent or reflect what Ghanaians were asking for. So I'm sure I'll give you a copy of the text of the press briefing, what we spoke about this morning and what we believe ought to have been captured in the bill.
Honorable Patrick Yalboama, Mrashebejani Edema Okankwe Central, Abato Mpeswa so na yukuti nsema wode etuja na utie ne nsema wo Canada from clear indication of who say nano asemo na the minority leader Afenyo Markins eka ewo Mrashebejafie say emrani bi wo honoma ase NDC fo na yiye free mu ni ade nti omo nti ase they should pass the old bill no ono enana wo kire ensem ni mu ede afa but in praying bibia ejina President John Dramani Mahama eso after the scrutiny no what next is he going to assent and I say it will come back to Parliament for review yebedi echire na yamamo update ewo now yemfree ensem way so yebekwa kopie mu ewo the Ashanti region of Ghana na nano ada na yenyina yenya nenti yese ukopie mu ewo konfo anoche aban ayaresabia the akwakoba ene se ebeto dwa said the accident and emergency care unit no omo de beto monten so se eho ayema abroso entianya de a sebe omo ebetimi age any new cases na yun say anche bia na the Ashanti regional minister de beto dwa so asem no omatimi apa no pomasibre a resolve yada sorry ya update eba echiremu ese the Ministry of Health Sabrede womo eden krata akọ eye CEO woda Confanoche Teaching Hospital no ano no wombra na omontutu na no ewusu oba no beyi ne ho ane they need to find out na press release if the Ministry of Health ebaye no na yede ato screens ne so ede amaw no into share safe Ministry of Health the Chief Executive Officer Confanoche Teaching Hospital Ashanti region into where query womo ede man query regarding car accident and emergency center full and unable to admit new cases management intina say empanimfo womo eda Ministry of Health no ano no na womo de sa query we abaisa so mo chema mampani John Dramani Mahama kasa e de afasa de no ho na ye ngi case we ni ye ngi case nti e ba ne sen na bi esi wo eye Confanoche now ye hwe nsem no emu o say the Ministry of Health has taken note of a statement with the above caption making rounds on social media. Further, the head of public affairs of Confanoche Teaching Hospital was also heard on Channel 1 TV News affirming the decision of the hospital's management on the inability of the emergency center to admit new cases into Muchima. Ministry of Health who say nsembi etwego wa be fun fidintin time so fa nsemu aye kase emergency any accident center no ho ayema na enu na nchen no yehu se PRO kasama for edema Confanoche ayaresabia no nso ekoye interview bia no nso chichi ni nsemu se nokre na ho ayema any adeade to muntimi engine new cases. Now I said this is contrary to a clear directive of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana to hospitals not to turn away emergency cases into Muchima. Diomo ye no sebe ebo ebra ene mampani nsem okan no ebo ebra na nanu ade ya ye hu se abrante a ne din ede Charles Emisa onya akwanhia ede ne kopie mu ewokolebu ekoye nsem bebre abrante free mu ya no ene ani se mampani di abeto dwa se free sabre ne kono ayaresabie bi emergency case beba no ema omunye se omunji nipa no gise bia I don't know but enwo se omunye santina so mu kirema opani a oda Confanoche aban ayaresabia nanu no wabu sa emra no eso anase sa enhihye ya mampani de to ho no eso nti no mo friend so omeyi omra no omeyi ne ho ano. Now say you are by this letter requested to appear before the Honorable Minister of Health on or before 12 o'clock noon on Thursday, June 4th, 2026 to explain why disciplinary action should not be taken against you for contradicting a clear directive of the His Excellency President of the Republic of Ghana. Into Muchima ending by 12. And I say answer about 12 no. It will say the CEO kopie mu honorable Minta Akando wo no na health minister no na kache na yetumi tutu na nubuza nze nti wo de wo ye airport penti na enwo say yetwe waso se wabu mampani nano asem eso nti bra na bra be chichire mu wo hwa say we count on your cooperation. Desmond Boateng, Chief Director for Minister nti na che se wo pani a wo boa the health minister no and anensa ehekrata yase ode ababeto monten eso se omuhia the CEO of Confanoche abanya resabia so ombra na omuntutu na no munyi omra mechire nsem ni mu yie de nti a eho se yentwe na so na ensem we beto dwa ne pe na yehu se the Ghana Medical Association womunso ababonten ababe kasa de afa nsem ni womunso achechire womunsem mu intuition say Ghana Medical Association raises concern over query letter to CATH CEO, urges focus on systematic solutions. Inti Ghana Medical Association fonso enom so mchim say sa nkrata every Ministry of Health for ho abano enya de asebe wo mo agi atomu esanse niema bi wo honom a wo se yetimi ema yadwene ekoho omo nso de krata tenten pa aba beto mu ntin so mu so kire nsem ni mu efa this particular decision if Ministry of Health for taking no so this is Ghana Medical Association press statement. Ghana Medical Association comments on the temporary congestion at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital Accident and Emergency Center and query letter to the Chief Executive Officer. Intinache say, the CEO any query yede ama the CEO no ena womo epese womo ka ho asem. Yeshasi, I will say the Ghana Medical Association has taken note of the public discussions arising from the recent statement issued by the management of the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital regarding congestion at its accident and emergency center and the temporary measures instituted to manage the situation. And the Uchema, a yet nano asem we see ye, our mobile cassette, woman young for na a why ma any idea no, said the beya in a seminal engine gu and I say engine semu ewo hospital hono and no more kahu asem. Now say GMA has been following development keenly since the issue became public. In the asem sha any day, omunso mabom humodini edi chire pa. Now, see, following engagement with management of CATH, which is the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital, discussions with some staff of the Accident and Emergency Center, and a review of the explanation provided by the medical director of the hospital in media interviews, it does not appear that the hospital turned away emergency patients. Omoni adwumayefo ni bia omo accident and emergency center hwa kasa omo pensen nsem no mo bobo hu ahunu se enye se the unit and I said the center no emergency cases ebaye na omo epamo enkrofo no bibisa eni hono ma pe omo nhwehwemu ne de omo bisabisa no esiye ewo ho. Now say rather temporary measures announced by management were intended to support the appropriate redistribution of patients to peripheral health facilities within the region, while the hospital addressed significant congestion and capacity constraints at its accident and emergency center. Into muchema na sabreno eye kwan bia na mprempren wo sempanimfo etimi faso a enipa abu aka mfaso emergency cases a abro so a sebe ya agensemu ewo eye Komfo-Anokye no ena no mo pa so ano se de be ya case bia ayaresa bia be na so oberefe no obehwehwe another alternative hospital a wo betimi deal with the case ne se de be ya enipa ebotwi dumping ebepiem ewo emergency and accident center no ebetimi ayeden abafem no mo nso ehu kwan befa so a wo mo ebe solve issue no asat then. Now say a review of the minutes of the meeting held on June 2nd, 2026 by the Regional Health Directorate suggests that there were deliberate and agreed actions outlined to mitigate the congestion situation at CATH. Intinshemudi ekoso no ewo eye Regional Health Directorate no echere se eye nhihye ya wo mo share da pa ehihye se de be ye wo bepe kwan bia anipa abroso no omo ebetimi aye bribi ede afa ho na sebi situation no engine sem ewo eye ayaresabia eho. Now say the Ghana Medical Association notes that the circumstances described by management reflected a situation in which patient numbers had exceeded the designed capacity of the facility. Into muchema ayarefo na basa accident and emergency center hono no na yenim se uko sa center ye the accident and emergency center wo mo numbers dodo a ebetimi a contain wo hono na sa numbers no abroso ebua faso entine wo so mutimi ye den eye bibi. Now say necessitating urgent operational interventions to ensure patient safety and maintain quality of care for critically ill patients already receiving treatment. Intina we ye kwan bi ometimi afa so a ayarefo akopie mu ho no ometimi abom ho ban na fa ometimi eni akom ho no ma show mo se de se fata omo a omo nso omo ho ebede ebeto omo. Now the association further notes with this with satisfaction that the situation has since improved remarkably at the accident and emergency center. Intina chese sa aginisie na CEO no ene ne mpanimfo esi ya omo ede hu de robeto omo bebo hu de ro mo ntenso no aya ade bia ede mfaso de kese abra yaresabia no aboa ama bibia atimi atoto na kwan emu. Now GMA emphasizes that while the immediate changes at CAT may have been resolved, the incident highlights broader systematic issues confronting emergency care delivery in Ghana. Inti se konfanochefo atimi apekwan bia so ano no eno nkyere se asem no eno ano no but uhwemu a we ka bibi e de akere se Ghana nkasa no your problem titire eba na emergency cases a ya hoodin a ye de somu ewo ayaresabia hodo no ewo fem was a timidin shayeni ade egu kwamu a ebetimi aboa na yaso eye ensem we ano. So we shakrate ya na Ghana Medical Association for ND ban say they are trying to make the Minister of Health and the Ministry of Health know that the decision the CEO Dr. Baidu take in order to help solve the problem at hand ne papa mu enye ne boni mu, and at the end of the day no that decision no abeboa ama na solve a whole lot of issues ayaresabia ho amanfo so enya the best mechanism healthcare womo deserve. So this is the CEO Dr. Baidu no that screens no eswa enedie we are looking forward say obekwa kopie mu the health minister honorable Minta Kando na kache ni etimi atoto na no ni ebisebusa ne nsem afa kwan a de ntia ode yes ano na fe wo mahwemu se asotwen bi wo wa de be ma no ana say it was for the betterment of the people, the sick people, doctors for ni nurse for wo honom and afi wo mo anka bi e be refer yo ma ba no obehwemu kra no na probably they wouldn't have gotten the best treatment they ever deserved. So we are just calmly following matters and issues ayeshe say ebe ba no na ebia the honorable health minister no wa consider the CEO of Konfanochi yebedi eche na yamam update ewo ensem we ehu. Now yenko ensem foforo eso ye konsem foforo eso anano ada enebeto odwa se abronye a wo ye the Bunu regional chairman the the New Patriotic Party wono enanifo ni that screens no eso no asem wo we empenipa onipa enepene ho asem na chese wono akasa na no akwakoyi ne ka mana koke kan nsem bi dia fa judge ho pending an issue na e court na ensem ne bobo baaye no akopie mu court severally remand no ni ade na nsia na beto odwa se okopie mu e court ebiem na me ne wo kasei ensem fofra ba na chemu se court asan remand abronye bail condition nanka wo ACK no court na edina bill. Now it's because of a whole lot of things on your screens. Or say court orders Abronye's remand into police custody until he submits his passport to the registrar. Inti Abronye se bebe wanke wose ye de manu no muchire manya de omo de bill no ebema ne biem just say ne passport we de koto registrar ne honom ansana wo mo ebema ne bill no enti ensan emfa no enkotum. Now akoye a whole lot of issues anka obi beka say oh bill ya sebe ye de man ye so emfa ne passport imbre anka enye asem bia e kire so ana asem bia ye din bia enti we po de ade nanso abusia there is more to this issue come here and say Abronye na so be shepa and say lawyers for say he is trying to disrespect the orders of the court. And say bro mo man bill no wo man ya we say on find the passport enkoto and then the lawyers for a call say nka wo ko pray say passport no ye de aka ho nko munye den enyim free mu na wo mo ema ne bill na so judge ne kire mu enya de a wo beti ase now nchemu e wo nsem ni mu no enie. So on your screens or say Accra High Court remand Abronye into police custody over passport bail breach. Inti echema ya san remand na adan first bail a de man no ye de kan ho say ye beli na onfa the passport enkoto registrar on so passport ne enruda na name the lawyers for aba say nka wo mo be pache ona omunhwemu na nka sa part na e wo se ode ne passport ekonomu yi free mu lawyer say mentia judge say mentia say yenhwe nsem ni mu o say Abronye's lawyer on Thursday prayed for his bail conditions, which required him to deposit his passport to be varied, citing the need for their client to travel to the UK for educational purposes. And omuchema ene lawyer for omujiremu ediama bronye egma lawyer pa judge for ne chewsenka ni bail no omodiama no womo enyi eye ne passport sem no mfemfiri mu esanse ne passport no sabre de wanya eye akwanya ewo so kopie mu ewo UK man no emu na wokọ ekosua ade enti se ekoba ne se womo eje eye ne passport na ebe din se obetimi etu eye kwan no akoye ne education a opeso okofeda no na o se abronye is facing charges of offensive conduct conducive to breach of peace and publication of false news over alleged derogatory remarks against the circuit court judge. Inti echema de nti abronye ye twe ne srani abasa e wo court say ne echese wakoke kansem bia I disrupted the peace and afen so no ensema okokan no ensem bia egu circuit court judge be ehu fin enu nti na abronye sabre na sem no akopie mu wo court a ene wo presenka ye bema ne bill no abono now. Yet one no so the NPP Bunu regional chairman did not show up in court when the case was called on June 4th, which is today. In the Bunu regional chairman, Edema NPP Amanyuku na bronye ene wankupiemu ewo court. Now, his lawyers led by Daniel Mate Ado, while moving the application for the variation of bail conditions, indicated that Abronye's passport was with the UK High Commission as part of processes for his travel due on 14th June. Into omuchema the lawyer jodi animu ne lawyers no jodi animu Daniel Mate Ado wono ene betre mu se de ntia wo mo pese nka mo be hwe ne bail condition ni mu kakra na nka ne passport no mo ye free mu ene se passport no akwa UK High Commission for nsemesanse wo mo de ye process de amano ama na tu kwan akọ UK 14th June ya na wo de tu kwan. Now say he noted that his client has gained admission in a school in the UK and has submitted the travel document on May 2nd prior to his grant of bail. Ntomutrema abronye wanya admission ewo school bi ewo UK na ewo se wode ne nkrata de ko na omutimi ye process na ede ema na enti May 2nd en wode ne nkrata ne ko ye ode ne nkrata ne ko an passport kra ka ho ansa na mpo omo be ma no bail. O se but Joshua Saki, a principal state attorney, opposed the prayer for bail variation. He argued that Abronye had failed to submit his passport and other travel documents as part of his bail conditions. Into Muchema, Joshua Saki, no the principal state attorney, what nsem ne so chim se wonye ntumu adisrede Abronye the lawyers for no edia besansa Abronye nankasa wo de ni da ho eno ye na adwene se passport no ene nkrata bi no ma court ne ka so won famra ansa ne yama ne bail no waye na adwene se enya de a wo de ebeba intina se krakra no bail conditions no enya de omode ebema Abronye just like ye hu no was screens no so ente ne lawyers kopie mu ana wo mo hwe se enka ombebo mo homodene na wo mo apere bail no. The principal state attorney no so hwe na say enya de a obetwe e de amomusa. Now yet also see he argued that despite having his passport when he was granted bail, he failed to surrender the document as ordered by the court. Into muchema ebro mo yes omo be ma ne bail no na passport no ewo ne ho e no no a hye ne ho se onya de ode be yeden ode ebeko na chese we book court emra eso. He noted that from the documents displaying the UK Commission's receipt of the passport, it appeared Abronye had submitted the document on 25th May, 4 clear days after he was granted bail on May 21st. Ento muchema Abronye kase ode passport ne call 2nd May, but o share enkrata omonso omonsa ka every UK Commission kire bra passport ne every Abronye hokodi hodia na chese omoma Abronye bail on 21st May. 25th May and Abronye the passport ne yeden ekoye na chese omo kan so mfa mbrampo ansana or they call Aquacoma UK High Commission for no. Now, after hearing the submission from both counsel, presiding judge Halima El Alawa Abdul Basit indicated that Abronya's refusal to deposit his passport was a flagrant disrespect of the court's order, an act she would not condone. And tonight, Judge Halima say Abronye obuo and a one farmer court no. It's answer court ne share no on the 21st. Say on fa a passport ne enko ne money bill and no amfa nkwa we de ekopie mu e UK High Commission ne chire mu se wanya admission any ade entis eno de enya de obesoso so. Now accordingly, she dismissed the application for the bail variation and ordered that the NPP Ibunu Regional Chairman be remanded into police custody until he surrenders his passport. Abronya swaye she papa nti say there judges for no echiremu particularly Judge Halima ne lawyers for no ensem omo de baaye no so mo nhwemu no mo consider passport na nya de a omo ebeye enti omo nsan kɔ remand Abronye we de indefinitely kopim so no abetu ne hufo na se obekɔ UK High Commission wa kɔje passport ne de ene wo so kɔje no de ba ansa na omo be jai na omo jai. Now the question people are asking is say one kɔje passport number. Now see when you how do they call it, when you admission into UK akwa kusua de na yesi ye nja ma wo nkwa 14 June so na passport ni wo UK for ne ho na wa ye njai wo oda so da reminder obeye de yakọ ebe ye mfa passport ne mra ene ade bi secret chem say strategies bi ni ade a Abronye pese wo fa say de be ye mfa ne passport ne nko ye betia ne say so yare no wadwane akɔhya ma no ne ade. I mean, people are sharing their views and 2 cents on this particular issue. Now so ne nyina mu no one particular thing na ebinum twa say kwan bi a judge for ne person omo fa so de twe Abronya so no na no ada ebroko pie mu court nsem bi okokan ye say oh enche ye be hu no around ni hu no so a onye so obejachi ni nti no crack kan woka edefa NDC amanyoko no niema omo ye okrom hanum sen obejai debi afei kra na wo ba be hyemu kena ene bi chese bia na judge bi ehu won sa brante won sesan onya adwemu foforo nti ye ntwe na so enu nti abade ye nkotie sansem na Abronye ekan ye ne ye ba ye beto ansem no eso dia mam
o me ba se kra de koba bia mo be hu me nche ba de oh, yeah, can't sempa mani party, say a call, said the Christo can, say Koba Biako can sempa. Sempani Binisa teacher for my year, my close to 2 years in a entry or mocha. No more dear war. Sikakrom the Bakwa Chiradi, rural community. Now, dear who crams a wound nearby teacher need Chiradi and I say 15, 17 months a entry and the car or bar. Remember, dear, some to me, you box that sort of back 10, 3, 5 years, no months. What about or buy entry and the car? On to me, you should be what you say. It is uncle for and your cannot are buying if he said, your cassette or more. Yeah, Baba, yeah, banning it. This time cried and some panic came first. Because what can I say? Near come will be either at Yassi.
Yes, Abronya ya sasa ba untije.
Nese ntijai ne ekoso ne ehwese ye hwe ne kan ho asem. Na yentimi mfo obi adwuma na aban foforo ba o so me na omo ntimi nya adwuma ye kan ho asem a omo so ye nya amane. Obakaya 2013 to 2016 na teacher for over 125,000 and na ye fa omo ye ntwe omo ka. Na ye ka say 3 years ne be ma omo 3 months pay. Anda na nando danko akofo ado ye baaye no sa teacher fo no nyina 3 months 3 years akatua na eka mu no nyina na nando danko akofo ado be ye den one na ban ebra amachi opoku prempe wo education enipa ohwe sa committee ni so ma yetua teacher fo no ka ye Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia ohwe trend na ekona the same trend ne say a teacher fo mo wo sisi ya no enya de so mbetua mo ka mo hwe animu say Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ba
Abronya ni sense answer we now kan ya engebia enka abaya na suppose
asem ben na me wo te yes maka
ne wo kan ya
da bi bi sama asem ben na wo te
ne wo kan ya ma put
wo te die
wo ya na wo ya
da bi wo te die
ne wo kan ya na
me kan hwe me de ande say unim say persecution nti men kan hwe meme den dey persecution nti no persecution chia dey men ha me
So what do you mean by persecution?
nti say na me bisa say did ye na wo ti ya ye de che me
At one can really do about.
aya o tai
I have for the time.
I wa for na che me
I buy the chill.
anti no ana
I buy town. I brought
na persecution ye o tai so wa onim say ye o tai anamboa
Omo time brought you.